Where do we begin? This was the worst Real Madrid game I've ever seen in my life. And everything I'm going to say in this video about Real Madrid versus Barcelona today, I do not want to take anything away from Barcelona, because all the negative things I'm about to say about Real Madrid, people need to understand that this today was a phenomenal, amazing, well-organized, well-put-together Barcelona football match. And Barcelona deserves all their flowers for today. They shut down Jude Bellingham. They shut down Vinicius Jr. They shut down everyone except for Mbappe. Mbappe was good. But we need to talk about Real Madrid before we get to Barca, right? And the first thing I want to say is this should be Ancelotti's last game for Real Madrid. I said it. I don't regret it. I ain't taking it back. The reason I say it is, first of all, I don't like seeing anybody lose their job. But the truth is this, lads. This Real Madrid team was not prepared to play Barcelona in a final. And the reason I tell you is for three reasons. The first one, you have a center back on the bench. You're playing Tchouaméni at center back and Lucas Vázquez at right back. And I understand you have injuries, but you have a center back that is very capable of playing. I know he's young, but he's very capable of playing, and you have him on the bench. And on the other side for Barcelona, there's Kubasi, who is very young, and he's playing. And he's playing because that's his position. But Ancelotti would rather play players out of position than give players a chance. Age sometimes doesn't matter when it comes to football, right? Lamine Yamal, 17 years young. Kubasi, young player, phenomenal players. No one thinks about their age when they're watching them play because they are just outstanding players. And Real Madrid has a pretty damn good center back on the bench that a lot of people compare to they're going to be the next Ramos, but instead you want to go with Tchouaméni at the center back position. And that's fine if you want to start the game like that. But after 2 goals, 3 goals, maybe even 4 goals, as you see the game is going at halftime, why wasn't the change made? Because anyone who watches football could see that the right side of the field was getting absolutely dominated because of Tchouaméni and Lucas Vázquez. And Ancelotti did not make a change at any time until they were down 5-1, okay? Now, let's start in the beginning because this is very important. Before Real Madrid's goal, Barcelona should have already been winning 2 or 3 goals. That's facts. Real Madrid had given Barcelona so many opportunities, and then Barcelona got hit on the counterattack and we're down 1-0. Barcelona was the better team to that point. Then after that, Barcelona just goes on a run and scores 4 goals unanswered and then even a 5th unanswered. And I'm going to be real with you. And does not get a red card. This was going to be the worst Real Madrid losing to Barca that we've ever seen. This Barca team was going to annihilate this Real Madrid team. The way Rafinha was playing, the way Lamine Yamal was playing, they were going to get absolutely annihilated. I'm pretty sure when halftime showed up, Real Madrid had 27% possession and Barcelona had like 70. Brother, it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing for Madrid fans to look at that, okay? And I'm not taking nothing away from Barcelona because they were phenomenal. But those Real Madrid players should have a little bit of embarrassment on their face, and Ancelotti should absolutely take 100% accountability for this one because he was horrendous today. Again, he doesn't change the center backs, okay? Let's move forward. The second thing, every substitution outside of the center back substitution that had to be made because everyone could see the defense was getting annihilated was awful substitutions. Denny comes into the game terribly, had a terrible performance, came off the bench horrible. You take out Vinicius Jr., who wasn't having a great game, let's be honest with each other, but let me give this to you guys like this, okay? Vinicius Jr., we would say, has been Real Madrid's best player in the last few years, right? Imagine Ronaldo or Messi were losing 5-1 or 5-2, and you sub them out. It just wouldn't happen. It's just not something in a final. That's just not something that you do in a final. You do not take out your best player in a final, because if he's your best player and he is the superstar and the guy that was supposed to win the Ballon d'Or like you say he is, There is no way you can take him out, because in a second, a player like that can transform a game and change a game and make it for the better. So why are you subbing out a player like that unless he can't move because of injury, unless he's completely donezo and he's asking to come out? I do not know why you're bringing Vinicius Jr. out the game unless he has a knock. It's just something that should never happen. That's the second thing, in my opinion, that he got absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Okay. The substitutions and the letting Lucas Vazquez and Tchouaméni go for so long. For me, lads, those are absolutely just things you cannot do. You cannot do. You cannot do. And the last thing for me, you go to halftime 4-1, you change nothing. Nothing. You change, you just let it absolutely continue the way it was. And even that's not the biggest thing. He never really went into a situation where, I remember he pulled out Mendy for a left back. He pulled out Vinny for Brahim. He never really went in a way where it's like, hey, you know what? We're getting absolutely destroyed. Let's pull out another center back. Let's pull out a left back. Let's get more forwards out there. Let's go ahead and take out Rudiger and throw Endrick up top. Because losing 5-2 and losing 10-2 at this point, it's a final, it doesn't matter. So he never risked it. He never, you get a red card, you have 30 minutes left in a game where Barca gets a red card, and after the first 10 minutes where nothing happened, he should have thrown everything in there, everything he could. He brought in Luka Modric, which for me is a good sub because Modric is an old guy, but a fantastic player. But switching out a left back for a left back, that doesn't, switch out a left back for an attacker. And just have three defenders. Like, what was the point of switching a left back for a left back in a game where you're playing against 10 men and they're just sitting in the back? Why not throw more forwards on the field? Why not get more midfielders on the field? Why not get more attackers on the field that can help unbalance what Barcelona is giving you? Barcelona was giving you no space to create anything. The only time you created anything after the red card is when Mbappe went on magical runs. If Mbappe didn't go on a magical run, then they never created nothing outside of that. So Ancelotti never tried anything outside of what he came with to the game. And clearly what you came with to the game wasn't good enough because you were down 4-1 at halftime. And to me, that is just getting outcoached, outmanaged, and you really got to look at that situation, because yes, the players weren't up to the standards today, but also what Real Madrid put on the table was absolutely horrendous in every sense of the word, like from the beginning to the end. Outside the counterattack where Mbappe scores that first goal and Rodrigo's amazing free kick, which honestly the goalkeeper should save. It is an awful display from Real Madrid, and Barcelona are unlucky to not leave out of this game winning 10-1, 10-2, something crazy like that, because they deserve that. Why? Because let's switch to Barcelona. This manager completely outmanaged Ancelotti from the first minute to the last minute, even when he had 10 men. Even when he had 10 men, he outcoached Ancelotti. That is nothing but facts that I'm giving you right now. Every single substitution was perfect. Every single part of the game where he had to adapt or change something, he did it perfectly. He made the right substitutions. You know what? They got a red card. You know what he did? He goes, oh, you know what? We get a red card. All right, it is what it is, but I'm going to have to make this tough decision. I know that Lamine Yamal is really good, but I'm going to pull him, right? He could have easily taken out Rafinha first. He could have easily taken out Rafinha first and let Lamine Yamal, who is younger, run, because you saw that Rafinha couldn't take his legs no more. But no, he took out Lamine Yamal. Why? Because Rafinha was having a game that was out of this world. And when your star is having a game that is out of this world, or a star of yours that can change a game in a second, is on the field, you should not take them out unless they can't take their legs. And that's what the manager did for Barcelona. Rafinha could not take his legs, so he subbed him out. Otherwise, he would have played those full 90 minutes, because that's how good of a game Rafinha was having. And that's facts. Lamine Yamal, unbelievable. Baby goat, bro. The goal he scored reminded me so much of a Messi goal. We're not going to compare him to Messi because that's just stupid. We know what Messi was. But the goal he scored, the way he takes the ball, the way he dribbles through everybody, the way he scores it. Yes, Rudiger. Yes, Tchouaméni. Yes, Lucas Vazquez were absolute ass in every sense of the word. But at the end of the day, Lamine Yamal still had to do something absolutely amazing to get by them. He did that. And then after that, he had to get by a keeper that honestly bailed Real Madrid out. Because if it wasn't for Courtois, which we should take our hats off and give our flowers to Courtois, if it wasn't for him, there's probably 10 goals in the back of the net for Barcelona. The goal he puts in on Barca, on Courtois, unbelievable from Lamine Yamal. And the last thing I'm going to say about Barcelona, because they were amazing, they were fantastic. I think they're one of the best teams in Europe, if not the best team in Europe. I think they're insane. The last thing I'm going to say to everybody is this. Kubasi is going to be the best center back in the world. Kubasi is going to be the best center back in the world. And anybody who thinks differently is just not watching football, because what this kid is doing at such a young age is absolutely phenomenal. This guy is going to be one of the world's best, if not the best, and I think he will be the best center back in all of football. This guy is crazy. He is amazing. He doesn't get talked about enough because Lamine Yamal is this baby that's doing unbelievable things as a baby. So no one really talks about how crazy Kubasi's doing, but y'all need to remember that Lamine Yamal, let me pull this up really quickly. Lamine Yamal is the age of 17, right? He might be 18 now. I think that's what he might be. Guys, I don't know if I'm 100% right with this. I want to say I'm right about this. I want to say I'm right, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm right. I think I'm right. I think I'm right. But Kubasi was born in 2007, which makes Kubasi 17 years old. 17 years old. Which means Real Madrid just got beat by two 17-year-olds and two 17-year-olds that are absolutely insane. Okay, but the only reason we talk about Lamine Yamal more is because he's doing it offensively. And that's how football's kind of judged, right? Goals, assists. But Kubasi is doing it at 17 years old as a center back against Mbappe, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., the best of the best, and he is clamping them. We need to talk more, and we need to put respect on Kubasi's name as much as we put on Lamine Yamal, because what that kid is doing in football right now is unheard of. He is an unbelievable center back, and hats off to that unbelievable player. Hats off to Barcelona for what they have in their financial issues. They're still able to put a team like this together when Mbappe is going to Madrid, and all these players are going to Madrid, and Madrid looks like they're going to be this superstar team. Barcelona steps out there with 17-year-olds and goes, hey, yo, hold my drink. Let me show you what's about to happen. Congratulations to Barcelona. Real Madrid really need to figure out what they got going on. And I would be absolutely shocked if Florentino Perez stays with Ancelotti, because in my eyes, in my opinion, this team does not deserve any type of anything. They need to get their stuff together as quickly as possible. It's the transfer window. If players need to leave and players need to come in, that's what needs to happen. But more importantly, they got to figure out why they keep getting out-tactic against Barcelona. Because if you look at the results lately against Barcelona, how many goals they've suffered at Barcelona, it's absolutely embarrassing. That's all I got to say.